Hey guys, Joby Tech here, and we're taking a look at the Samsung A53. And I did a review of the A53 versus the Moto G Stylus 5G 2022, and I did a review of the Moto G Stylus by itself. And now it's time to do a Samsung A53 review. I've been sitting with this phone and not doing a review for a little bit now because I've been trying to figure out how I want to do this review. Because I don't just want to bash this phone. I want to be fair because I know there are people that will like this phone. But I'm going to show you to the best of my ability some of the issues I have with this thing. So from the get-go, I won't make you guys wait an entire video length amount of time for me to say I don't recommend this phone. And there's only a certain price point I would recommend this phone. And I'm pretty disappointed with Samsung. This is coming out at $450, and obviously there's sales on it. You can get it for cheaper, $350, and I think I've seen it for as low as $300. But even there, I'm struggling to recommend it even at a lower price point. So let me show you guys. So the phone is off. Let's just boot it on, and let's check out this this very nice AMOLED screen. It does have nice aspects. It's not like the entire phone is garbage or anything. They have frustrated me with the choice of chipset. So when we're looking at the Exynos 1280, there's a reason I'm booting this up, because I want to show you guys something. I've never seen this or I should say I haven't seen this in a phone in a long time. All right, so we're getting booted up. Not too terribly long. Okay, we're entering the phone. So we're entering the phone. The Exynos 1280 is getting there. Okay. All right, and this is understandable, right? The phone is booting up. Not a big deal, that it's a little slow. It's booting up, right? It's just booting up. Oh, this is normal 120 hertz scrolling speed. Yeah, we'll give it some time though, right? It's just booting up. Just still apparently booting up. I guess it's just still booting up. Guys, this phone is so stuttery. It is unbelievable. I have never had a phone where I turn it on and it is just stuttery for such a long time. Like, even scrolling right now, why is it so stuttery? Samsung is charging $450 for this thing. At $450, guys, go get the Samsung S21 FE. I just, there are so many other phones I would recommend over this. It's just not worth the money. I don't understand why this phone with an Exynos 1280, which by the way isn't a horrible processor or anything. It's not like that's a garbage, horrible processor, but with the Exynos 1280, 6 gigabytes of RAM and 120 hertz refresh rate, guys, do you see how long that? I don't understand the delay in just about everything. And you might be saying, yeah, well, you just turned it on. Okay, but for this long, I'm still seeing, like, really? Guys, this is too much. This phone has been booted up for how long now? Like, we should be past this stuttering, and we're not. And I'm just so disappointed with it. So, I mean, enough ranting on how slow I think it is. Let's just, get into talking about the phone. I mean, you're looking at a 6.5-inch screen here, and it's AMOLED. It's beautiful. Samsung's panels are always great. Here's my custom wallpaper on it that I made this wallpaper on the phone. And the processor's fine. I was able to do my photo editing with no problem. It's not like it was such a weak processor that I couldn't do that. And honestly, when running apps with this processor, I'm pretty much okay. I'm just disappointed with the actual speed of everything else. I find kind of jarringly bad. You're getting the Exynos 1280, like I said, with 6 gigabytes of RAM and 128 gigs of storage. It's perfectly fine on paper. Like, it doesn't sound too bad, but when I'm actually, and stuff is just now like coming, like I'm telling you guys, I've never had a phone where it takes this long. It's still booting apparently. I mean, how long? What am I at? 5 minutes, 22 seconds of this fit. Like, I don't understand. Like, what is it doing? I don't understand. And for reference, I have a Pixel 5a 5G here. Okay. I would recommend any of the budget Pixel phones over this. Any of them. Pixel 5a 5G, Pixel 4a 5G, Pixel 4a. And you can find these phones pretty cheap on eBay. I mean, well, maybe not this one. This one's a little tough to find. But you should be able to find it. I got it for $430 off of Woot, which is like an Amazon, or part of Amazon. I don't know what they are actually. But anyways, let's just for fun, see how this one does. And the Pixel has the Snapdragon 765 in it, so I don't know. We'll see. I'll keep talking about this in the meantime while that's booting up. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe this will be really super slow too, and just take forever to boot up. I don't know. It has a 5,000 milliamp hour battery in the Pixel. In the Samsung A53, which is good. I'm glad it has a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. Let's open this bad boy up. All right, let's see. Let's see how this one does. This is also kind of a mid-rangey budget phone. It's nothing crazy. Snapdragon 765, 6 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of storage. Yeah, guys, it's already good. It took like 2 seconds for this to feel fluid. So I can't even use the argument if it was booting up. This phone always feels just kind of slow. Let me just clear all the crap out of this from the top here. I'm already struggling to clear stuff because it's just so buggy. All right. It's starting to get a little smoother. Okay, now we're getting better. And guys, this is with me cutting down the window animation scale because I was getting so frustrated with this phone trying to use it. So I went into developer options and I turned these all down to 0.5, but I'll turn it back to 1. I just was getting frustrated with how slow things were to just using the phone day to day was really quite rough. Here's a picture I took with it. So I don't know, guys. If you can try this phone out at the store, see what I'm talking about. If it's good to you, let me show you another thing that really bothers me when you go in here. Let's go to one of my, if I can ever spell it correctly. Let's go to Droby Tech. Let's go to all my recent videos. Oh, A53 versus. Do you see that? Do you see the weird glitch?
I mentioned I wanted to do a review of the Samsung Galaxy
It like stutters with every, I don't know why. I really don't, but actually while we have it up.
Stylus 5G 2022. And I've gotten to use these phones for over a week now, and I want to give you some of my thoughts. And it's interesting because it's not completely what I expected.
Very good speakers, I will say that. Front firing speaker and a bottom firing speaker. Very good speakers. Nothing wrong with the speakers, nothing wrong with the screen. It's a beautiful screen, has great speakers. Battery life is very good. You should be able to get over 6 hours of screen on time with this with no problem. The cameras are pretty good, pretty decent. If you watch my comparison with the Moto G Stylus, I said this one overall was the better camera, more consistent. You got the 64 megapixel camera on there with optical image stabilization, which is very nice. I mean, hey, at this price point, I'm glad to see optical image stabilization. You got a 12 megapixel ultra wide, a 5 megapixel macro that's fixed focus, which I don't like very much, and a 5 megapixel depth camera. I think I just had a lisp when I said that. It's basically the same setup as the A52. I almost noticed no difference with the camera from the A52. So if you use the A52 5G, You're really not getting a different camera experience here, but it is good. It's a pretty good camera. I think overall it does take good pictures. The 64 megapixel mode could be more detailed, but I guess it's good enough. I think, overall, I think most people will be pleased with this. I don't think there's anything wrong with these shots. Let's zoom in a little further. This is the 64 megapixel mode. It's okay. It doesn't have as much detail as I'd like there to be. And I think previous Samsung phones have had better detail levels with the high-res cameras. But it's all right. It's certainly not bad. It does pretty good in low light. Like, I don't think you're going to have much of an issue. By the way, I think it took 10 minutes for this phone to finally start to feel fluid. I don't know why, but it's finally feeling normal. As normal as this phone can get. Nice lush colors, nice and saturated. I mean, it's very Samsung. I like taking landscape shots with this phone because I think it does a really good job. The ultra wide is also very good. Again, nice colorful photos. They look good. They look detailed. I don't think anyone's going to complain about the camera on here. The macro mode, it's fixed focus, so it's okay. You have to be at that perfect distance. Everything's just a little bit slow. Here we'll switch over to the macro mode. We'll do it this way. So you can see all the different features. You do get a pro mode and a pro video mode, which is very nice. And we'll go over to the macro mode. So you gotta be at the right distance. I'd say right about there. We can snap it. It's okay. Nothing special. Not good in low light. Taking a regular picture. If we're gonna go in here, we'll tap. Took a little long, but that was a 64 megapixel mode. Let's go to regular. I don't mind if it takes long in the high res mode. Yeah, pretty decent shutter speed. Again, kind of slow to get into the gallery. I don't know why. But it is. It's just a little bit slow. I'll bring the pixel over again because I just feel like the pixel is more smooth. And obviously it's going to be more smooth when it's a pixel. I get that, but I just noticed even there was a little stutter there when that was opening. And I don't know why. But it's just, I don't know, guys. Like, I just feel like there's a, and you know what's funny? You know what's so funny about the Pixel being smoother to scroll, like just looking at it, and also just smoother with everything that I'm doing, is that this phone has a 120 hertz display, and this one has 60, but this one is more smooth and fluid looking. Like, I don't get it, Samsung. You dropped the ball so hard with this phone, in my opinion. It's, again, the lag there. Looks like I just got a comment. That was a very nice comment. I'll have to respond to him. Thank you guys also to anyone who has subscribed or comments on the videos. I appreciate you guys. I've gotten over 100 subscribers now, which is pretty crazy. I didn't think I was going to get that many, but I appreciate it, guys. Again, I don't want to bash this phone because if this phone is properly priced, I think it's fine. If you can get this phone for, in my opinion, this is my humble opinion, and I said the same thing about the Samsung A52 5G that had the Snapdragon 750 in it. If you can get this phone in the $200 price range, it is definitely a good phone at that price. At the $200 price range. Nothing near $400 or $500 is this phone worth. Nothing near. I'm sorry, I cannot recommend it at that price. So if I'm going to go over, before I go over my final thoughts, I would like to show you guys some photo samples, some video samples, good 4K video recording on this, which is better than the Moto G Stylus. But I think I like the Pixel's video recording a little bit better than this one's. But let me do a photo samples for you guys and show you the video quality right now. You guys can decide for yourselves. This is a video test with the A53. All right, guys. So as you can see, it's pretty good. Like I really have no complaints. Like if you just point and snap, pretty good night mode. The colors look nice. I like Samsung photos. I like super vibrant, saturated photos. So if you like that, you're gonna like this phone. It just does that. Now, are there some weak areas? Yes. Like if we look at this one, I mean, the flower is extremely blown out. I mean, it does not handle and actually I am pretty sure this flower was nowhere near this vibrant looking. It was a bit more muted than this, but the A53 made it look super pink, super blown out. That was not what it actually looked like. And this was a 64 megapixel photo, and that doesn't look like 64 megapixels to me. And I've used a lot of phones with 64 megapixel cameras, 50 megapixel cameras, 108 megapixel cameras, like the S22 Ultra, and you'll get way better photos out of those than this one. So I don't really love the 64 megapixel mode on this camera. It's okay. You can get good detailed photos, but it could definitely be better, especially with optical image stabilization. I was surprised how many photos came out a little bit blurry on the close-ups, which bothered me a bit, but it's not bad. I think overall people will be happy with it. It is an all plastic phone. It is pretty light, which I like. Like, I should honestly love this phone. It's a cheaper Samsung phone with an AMOLED screen, dual firing speakers, good battery life, multiple cameras, including a macro mode, even though it's fixed focus, which I don't really like. I mean, I should love this phone, and I just don't, and I can't recommend it to you guys, unfortunately. So I'm going to leave it at that, guys. I'm not going to linger on with this one too much. If you want to see this compared to the Moto G Stylus 5G 2022, you can check out my review. I have it on my channel, and I compare them both. And I think I was a bit nicer to the A53 in that review than I am right now, but I've had a little more time with it, and I'll just tell you, I couldn't live with this. And I've been using a Moto G Power, and I was able to live with that for a week. And this I can't live with. It's just, there's too many times where things stutter and literally almost freeze. And I want to leave it on one last note. I changed the launcher on this about a week ago just to see if it was One UI, and the phone was smoother with a different launcher. So could a lot of the blame be put on One UI just being such a heavy skin and the processor not being enough? I don't know. When I put it was Nova launcher I tried on this, it did seem to be a little bit smoother and faster and less stuttery and less jutters. So if you guys want to put your own launcher on this, I would definitely recommend that. If you buy this phone, put your own launcher on it, because with One UI, I just feel like it is just kind of a stuttery mess, and I don't know why. I don't know if Samsung's going to be able to send out any updates to fix this, or if it's even a problem to them, because maybe they just want to upsell you to their S22 series. That could very well be what Samsung's doing. They don't want to make this phone too good because they want you to buy their flagships. I'd recommend the S21 FE. I'd recommend any of the Pixel phones. I mean, guys, there's so many phones I'd recommend over this. So unless you can get this phone for around the $200 price point, I would steer clear of it. Or just stick with your A52 if you have it, because I don't really feel like this is much of an upgrade. And they removed the headphone jack. So that's kind of a bummer. I don't know, guys. If you'd like to see me compare this to anything else, let me know in the comments. If you'd like to see a full comparison with the Pixel 5a, I could do that. I think the Pixel 5a 5G is a way better phone, and it does not have a 120 hertz screen, and it's older. But, let me know below, guys. Also, really quick, just want to say, I don't want to totally bash the phone. A couple of the good things. The screen is very nice. I do like the screen. The fingerprint scanner is improved from last year's A52. I will give them that. It is much better, even though my hands have been dirty this whole review because I just got off work and I need to scrub them 80 times. but it is better. It is much improved. It's a little bit faster and it works more often. I will say the battery life is obviously very good. Screen quality, speakers are very good. 4K video recording. There are good aspects of the phone. I don't want to just completely bash it. I know I was just upset because I wanted this phone to be so much better, but it wasn't. And I just want to be honest with you guys. I don't want to just praise it for no reason. I don't want to just sit here and say it's the best thing ever because it has a lower price. And honestly, I think the price is not even fair for this phone. I really think it's like a $200 phone. I think in the 200 to 299 range, this is a much better deal. Anything over that, I can't possibly imagine recommending this over anything else. I think so many other phones are better. So while I do think it has some pros, I don't want, it has some pros. It's just they're very limited. And I think the cons, which my main con is the processor, it just outweighs everything else for me. And it just wasn't a usable phone day to day. All right, guys, just want to throw that in there real quick. Any comments, any questions, please let me know. I've been using this phone for a pretty good amount of time now. Well, trying to use it. I've been quite frustrated, but I've been trying to. And please, continue to subscribe. I appreciate all you guys, and I will see you in the next one.